What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and we have to talk about this. Now, we talked about this a little bit last night on stream, and things have just kind of gotten better and better and better. Um, so essentially, we talked about the Danmemo Memorial project here at the beginning of the month, and thankfully, I've been working really hard on this. Now, I have contacted Danmemo, I've contacted everyone I can, and unfortunately, it really doesn't seem like there's a lot of, interest and support from the international community. I'm guessing they just don't want to translate the app or whatever, who knows. But let's be real, most of those translations are already here on my own YouTube channel. So it's not really that big of a deal in my opinion. Initially, they were attempting to raise 32 million yen, and they've raised 37. They're still going. In fact, it looks like they've extended it. I think earlier, I want to say it ended at the end of May, and they've extended it to like the middle of June now. So there is like a lot going on here. Now, when we initially talked about this, we were waiting to get some information, things like that. I don't admittedly know a huge amount, but I'll tell you guys what I do know, okay? So they did say initially they were going to work on the top 20 stories from Danmemo. I'm guessing most of those are either the canonical stories or the anniversary stories or things like that. And they're all going to be in this one little app that you can install and you can enjoy anytime. Will this include Eyes Wars? That's going to be like one of the biggest questions. I don't know. I really hope so. I haven't seen any information on that per se. Maybe it's out there. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But I really hope so. It'd be nice if there was some level of playability in the app, but right now it kind of looks like it's mostly just here to kind of keep the story going, so to speak. Essentially it's just an app version of what I have on my channel, but the big downside to this was because the way this is run, you have to have a Japanese address in order to participate. Now, according to their documentation, you have to be a resident of Japan, but it is what it is. I have a benefactor who has offered to lend some assistance. I'm not going to release who that is, but they know who they are, and I'm ever so appreciative that they were able to work with me on this. And so that person is going to be our liaison in Japan for all of the physical rewards and all that good stuff. We have a physical address in Japan. We have all that good stuff. And so, essentially, as I'm now backing this personally, and we'll get to that here in a moment, then any of the rewards and things like that will obviously be shipped to Japan, then will be shipped to me. Now, before we get to the rewards, the big kind of interesting caveat here, the one thing that I was really, really, really passionate about and I needed to make happen, if we go down here a little bit and actually talk about one of the earliest rewards, is a thank you. In fact, if you go down here to, I think it's, this one. 15,000 yen, which is about $100 give or take, based on the exchange rate. Obviously, that will change day by day, but it is what it is. You get a thank you, and you get this nice little card that is going to commemorate your interest. There's some digital downloads. When those come in, I will actually share those in the Discord. In fact, anything digital, I will be sharing in the Discord for everybody to enjoy. So no worries there. Everybody's going to have access to the stuff. Now, and that's kind of the big point. The whole point of this is to make it a more encompassing community for us as we, venture past Danmemo, and it kind of marinates into the whole, I guess, culture of the franchise. But I did this, and I did this for one very good reason. If I go over here, you will see that it's in memory of Spectre. For those of you that don't know Spectre, he was one of my earliest members on the channel, one of my first few hundred subscribers. This guy's been around for a really long time, and he was one of the driving forces, one of the two people that really got me into Danmemo, and he led Chestia 2 for a long time, and was just a very integral part of this community. And unfortunately, earlier this year, we did lose him, just a very tragic accident. And in a way, I wanted to commemorate that. So when people go into the thanks section of this app, however that's going to wind up playing out, in big, bold English letters, in memory of Spectre will be there. That's his legal name, but I made sure I get Spectre in the middle there. I don't know about you guys. This is a guy that I'm going to remember my entire life. He was... we did so much more than just Danmemo, but this is just kind of a way that I can keep his memory going and just kind of spread the joy. You know, there's a few people out there that'll know the name, open up the app, go look through it, and then see that name and just smile. So that is phase one, and in my opinion, the most important I guess, feature of what I wanted to do with this. But as I was going through the rewards here, it hit me a couple of times. If I go down to this very next reward, and I didn't want to do this under Spectre's name. I wanted to kind of... my big thing is I wanted to make sure that he got this. Like, this was a number one most important. This was like the next step up, but you'll see it's significantly more expensive to make that happen. But there's a physical book, and in fact, if I scroll down here a little further... This book seems to be all of the concept arts, and it's going to have a bunch of different things in there from what I've read here in the text that are basically, if you remember back when we had the anniversaries and things like that, they always drop the concept art for the characters. This apparently is like all of that. All of that, which is awesome. I will be personally obtaining this. And I will be sharing this in the Discord. Basically, when we get the book, I'm going to scan every page, and we'll be throwing those up in the Discord. I'll have a version on my Google Drive, so it'll be in the cloud, and I'll always have the physical book with our hard drive backup of the archive for all time. Like, it'll be there. We'll always be able to see that, and we'll always be able to enjoy that. And that's going to be safely locked away in a fire safe with the hard drive and a couple other things. Now, here's where we get to the interesting part about this. So there is that. I also like this right here. This comes with an actual CD version of all of the well, I say all of the music, a selection, I guess you could say, of the music from the game. So I think that is truly an awesome option, and I would love to do that. Here's where I'm coming to you guys today, because I can't make this happen by myself. As much as this channel has been great and it's been successful, the way YouTube works, I'm not making a living off of this channel alone. So to make this happen, we're going to have to kind of come together as a community. And I know this is already a crowdfunding venture, but a lot of people aren't going to have the opportunities that I have to use a Japanese address and to fund it and whatever. So what I kind of come to you guys today to do is to say, I have in the description down below, my Streamlabs account is there. You can donate to it. Every donation to Streamlabs, every super chat that I get on this channel from now until, basically this goes away here in the next month, is going to go towards donating to this. Unless you specifically state otherwise. But that is kind of my goal here. Now, there are a lot of kind of flex goals that we could put in this that will, I guess, intermix here. Full disclosure, though, all the physical items are not due to ship until September, even in Japan. And then it's going to take a certain amount of time to ship to me here in the States. And then anything that we're obviously scanning and all that. So we're really talking about like the end of the year before much of anything kind of takes shape on this. I'm not really expecting to have anything physical in my hands basically until I'm guessing late October, maybe November, if just being realistic. These things never happen. Well, of course, being in Japan, it's going to happen in September. Like they say September, it's probably going to happen in September. It's pretty rare that they're behind the schedule and those kinds of things. But lots and lots and lots of options. In fact, I was even looking at this one up here, which would be pretty cool if we were able to get enough of that. That's like a 470-ish, let's just say around about $500 option. But what's really cool, so go back to the other page here, is it comes with 5 hoodies. Now, I don't really necessarily need 5 hoodies personally, so if we were able to raise enough to do this, I would give those hoodies away. And basically, anybody who put it on this is going to have their name put on a wheel. We spin that wheel and draw 5 winners for 5 hoodies. Full disclosure, I would put my name on the at least once or twice on the Ryu hoodie, but I'm going to make it as fair as I can. Everybody who put in gets an opportunity. We'll talk more about the logistics of that later on, but I will make it as fair as humanly possible so that everybody has an opportunity to partake in this. Now, the big downside to this one, and the only reason I'm not terribly keen on that, as fun as that would be as a giveaway, is it doesn't include the CD. Now, when it comes to like the CD, the book, and all that kind of stuff, I can scan the books, I can rip the CD and all that, and it'll be on the Discord for everybody to enjoy. So basically, by helping me fund this, you're helping our community in the Discord just grow quite a bit more. Unfortunately, like when it comes to the CD and the books, I really can't share those on YouTube. But by all accounts, we can definitely share them in the Discord on a private basis, and just everybody can enjoy. So go into the description down below, check out my Streamlabs. If you want to super chat, you can. Just understand that super chatting, I only get about 70% of that, so that's all I can kind of put into the pot. So if you like super chat $10, I only get like 7 of that. Whereas if you do Streamlabs, I get like $9.50 of that. It's actually really awesome. So Streamlabs link down below, super chat, whatever you choose to do. We're going to crowdfund this. I'm going to go further in about a week and a half time. When I get back from MomoCon, I'm going to assess how much that we have set aside. I have some fun set aside myself that I'll throw in there and all that good stuff, and we'll see what we can come up with. I would really, if nothing else, minimum, this must happen. This will happen. I firmly believe, and I will make sure this happens. But if we can, pull this off, I'd love it. And once again, I'm just going to leave it up to you guys. We'll see how far we go with this. There are some really crazy flex options here, but I don't fully expect us to go there. But any physical items that we have, say for this little card, which is going to be for the channel and the community, I will keep that. I'll keep the CD and the book, but I'll obviously rip those and share those. Like these hoodies and things like that, we'll do giveaways for that. Anybody who enters will be involved in that. And the only reason that I'm not I don't want to take pages out of the book and give those away. I know somebody's going to recommend it. I think it'd be better to have that physical backup. But everything will be shared in the community, guys. That's the whole point. I'm not here to beg. I'm not here to grift. I'm here to say, let's put our resources together, back this beautiful app, and keep Danmemo alive, and maybe we'll get some real cool stuff for the entire community to enjoy later on down the road. So that is basically the gist of it. This is most important. Personal opinion, this would be pretty cool. Anyway, guys, check out the links. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, drop a comment. Ask your question. If you want to address me privately, you could always DM me on Discord. I'm sure a lot of people will, so please be patient. It's going to take me a while to get back to some of those DMs. But any kind of DM you have or question you have, hit me up by all means. Like, comment, share. I'm going to keep this. I'll be as open and as honest as you can imagine. This is not about me at this point. This is not about the channel. This is about the community and what we can do just by combining our resources and our efforts. So, phase 1 is down, phase 2 is on, and hope to talk to you guys here again real soon.